What is up, Podcast Nation?
No,
We're
no,
back.
no, 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 no,
The
no,
ener-
no, 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 no.
The energy is
No,
high.
no.
And here we go.
Okay.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
So you don't like my announcer voice?
No, keep doing it.
It sounded like you didn't like it.
No, it's not that I didn't like it. It's more that it was bad and unlikable, which I think is a distinct difference.
That feels very rude because that's just my voice and how that's how I normally talk, but I've been disguising it this whole time.
Can you imagine? Well, why don't you give us the intro again? This is Until We Agree with Matt and Tyler. Why don't you say welcome back to the show? In that voice.
In what voice?
That voice, please.
In that voice or this voice?
Give it your, I guess what your normal voice is what you're saying that was. So give it to us. Welcome us in.
Well, normal in terms of what the audience is used to, or
normal
normal
is
how
in how you
speak?
normally speak. Yeah.
What is up, Podcast Nation?
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, what
That's all you want.
You want more?
You didn't want to say the name of the show or anything.
This is Until We Agree with Matt, Hong Kong, and Tyler.
Okay. All right. Well, the good news is for the Rat Pack, you only have about 30 to 40 minutes of that left until you can never have to listen to it ever again. Because I can promise you, this bit's not gonna last forever. Don't worry. So,
Unless it does.
well, I sure hope not. I'm actually super busy forever after today if that voice sticks around. So
And what we should say is hit it, Hutch.
Okay.
You know what it is?
Okay, we actually hit it like a long time ago. we're in the show now. We're in the show.
But you know how we do the thing where we say hit it, Hutch?
You know what it is?
Yeah, I don't want to do.
And there's the second one.
Okay, so I know. So I told you I've been a little busy the last couple weeks. So if we can just keep these edits as short as possible, hit it, Hitch.
Keep my wife's name out.
Then that would be for the best. So no more the hit it Hutches.
You know what it is?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's getting
No more hit
heavy.
it, hitches.
No. Okay.
Keep my wife's name out.
Okay.
And no more
Okay, no, wait.
stitches. Hey, it's Stitch
Hey,
here.
it's Stitch here. I'm glad that one we never actually recorded. We just
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah,
That
we can just kind of
that one
voice
just
that one in.
always in the back pocket. But yes,
People who, by the way, people who like haven't listened to the
don't
last 7
worry
episodes.
about me. Yeah, I didn't want to.
No,
say
I won't.
anything.
The
Okay.
people who haven't listened to the last 7 episodes who like just turn in, there's no way any of this makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, it's not.
I can't imagine. It doesn't sound coherent at all to them. But
And
yeah,
if,
I mean,
frankly, if you haven't listened in 7 weeks, you might be a little rusty on who Hutch even is, much less any of the variants we've created off of his name.
yeah, and he's the guy that you heard singing earlier very nicely.
Yeah, super nice guy and super good at music, which is great for us. So, welcome back to the show. I've got a debate based off of something that happened this weekend. Not necessarily something that happened this weekend, but something that's been on my mind this weekend just because of something so notable that happened to us as former college students, now alumni of the University of Tennessee.
I would like to hear the story, and then we can get into whatever debate that spawns.
Well, I think you're aware of what the story is. The story is that Tennessee has high-level hopes this year, higher than they've frankly maybe ever been, behind a seemingly great coaching staff, great quarterback, and a stellar defense. Some of those have been proven maybe not to be as true as we hope them to be, and we ended up losing yesterday in a game that we really needed to just knock out and win really quick and just move on with our lives, you know. But that didn't necessarily happen, and we lost to Arkansas, which was sad. But something that was really cool that happened. That's all I have to say about that. I'm just trying to transition everyone's minds into where my mind has been for the last day or so. Tennessee lost, bummer. Something that was. I'm trying to remember what game it was. There was a game I watched this weekend where a team upset another team. It wasn't Vanderbilt upsetting Alabama. I'm trying to remember who it was though. I probably should have prepared this ahead of time.
Was it Missouri, Texas A&M?
Yes. It was. It was Missouri lost in a overwhelming fashion to Texas A&M. And so at the end of the game, a chant came on because the game was at Texas A&M. So the home team fans were cheering and they were doing a chant, which on our notes, I hope Tyler can see this. He hasn't heard about this fully ahead of time. I said the dumbest thing a sports fan does is the name of this topic. And I like, as much as I fully was behind what I was saying last week, I almost have more like passion behind what I'm about to say just because I'm so sure I'm right about this. And that doesn't even feel like a debate to me, because if you think logically for a second, and I'll tell you what the chant is, you want your team to look as great as possible. To everyone else, you want to win in the most convincing fashion possible. But what happened is Texas A&M did that. They looked great. They crushed the number 9 team in the nation, according to the rankings. And the game's ending. There's like a minute left. They're just running the timeout at this point. And they start chanting overrated. Everyone knows the chant. Overrated, overrated, etc. Yeah, exactly. And so I've said this for 100 years. If I've been alive for 100 years, I've said it for 100 years. I haven't, but I've been saying it as long as I possibly could. I think the overrated chant is the dumbest thing you could possibly do at a sporting event.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Right.
I don't think it's the dumbest thing because, I mean, like, you're just like still insulting them, which like you're just probably trying to add salt to their wound.
Uh-huh.
I get what you're saying though, because, like you just beat them, and so now it's like, and now we look worse because.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but like surely you could do something dumber.
No, I don't think you can, because all of a sudden now Texas A&M, their fans are now saying we didn't just beat the number 9 team in the country. We just beat some team that was garbage that we were supposed to beat anyways. No, you completely ruined your resume by saying that. And I frankly, if I'm on the college football playoff committee, I'm taking that chant into consideration when Texas A&M wants to be the number 12 seed in a couple months and say, sorry, you didn't actually beat a good team on October 5th, whatever day it was. You actually beat a team that had a number next to the name that they shouldn't have had, and you even yourself admitted that. Is that not so like it's just a dumb chant to do? And Arkansas beat Tennessee. They didn't chant overrated. They had the right to if they wanted to, but like they stormed the field, which kind of didn't really feel like a storm the field situation, because it's not like it's a rivalry and it's not like we were that big of favorites against them. It was kind of, but like storm the field, that's fine. Do what you want. I'm not like bitter that they stormed the field on us. It just didn't really make sense to me. Like Vanderbilt storming the field over Alabama made a lot of sense because they haven't won a game like that ever. So if it's for a legacy moment, that's fine. But Arkansas had the right to chant overrated as our quarterback is running the ball out of bounds as time has expired many seconds ago. But instead what they're going to do is they're going to storm the field and prove a point that, yeah, we just beat a team that was worth storming the field for. And so that's why I have less of a problem with a team storming the field, because it's like you're giving credit to a team that you just beat and you still beat them. Texas A&M beat Missouri, like there's no question about it. They beat them by almost 40 points. And now you're saying, oh, that one wasn't actually that impressive.
Right. But I mean, I did see like mug shots from the Tennessee Arkansas game where people were getting into fist fights. I feel like that's just like inherently dumber than.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Fighting is cool. I mean, fighting is cool.
Fighting is cool. Okay.
Have you ever been in a fight before?
How many fights have you been in?
Whoa.
One time in, must have been first grade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Second grade. If you want to call it a fight, it was on the playground, and like we literally just squared up, and then like I was in karate at the time, so I like hit him with like a leg kick.
Okay.
And then we both sprinted as fast as possible to the teacher to tell on each other.
Uh-huh.
So no, I've not.
Yeah. So great answer to the question. No, I haven't either. In preschool, this kid was selling sticks on the playground. I don't think there was actual currency exchanged. Sort of like how we don't exchange currency to receive until we agree stickers, which there's still time to enter the raffle. We're going to give it one more week. And if you send us a DM showing that you've rated us 5 stars on either Spotify or Apple Podcast on Instagram at Until We Agree, you'll get entered for a chance to win a free Until We Agree sticker. We've already got a couple names in there. It's thrilling, and I can't wait to see who wins next week on Until We Agree. But a kid was selling sticks, and he was walking by as me and this kid were beefing, and I didn't buy a stick from him. I pickpocketed a stick from him and started brandishing it almost as a weapon. But I think we all knew I was bluffing, and all that happened was I got 5 minutes timeout for holding the stick, not necessarily using it as a weapon. And then I got to go back about my day because I was in no way making an aggressive attempt. Because
wait, did you ever get like in trouble at school in any way?
Never ever. I was so good.
Same. There's 2 times that like stick out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I was called, it was like 5th grade. I was called into the principal's office, and I was like terrified because like there was, and like I had no idea what it was about. And then I finally like I'm there, I'm like shaking and talking to the principal or vice principal, whatever. And then it was just about some other people on my bus, and they wanted to know if I saw anything. So I was not in trouble at all, but I was so terrified.
You were gonna be a snitch, though. It sounds like.
I don't even remember if I snitched. I probably did.
I'm sure you did.
I probably did. I was a little rat. But then the second time was in 7th grade, and that's when people had phones. And,
sure. I was in 7th grade once.
And I also got called into the office to see if I saw anything in gym class. But on the way to the office, I like turned my phone off because I was like, they know I have my phone on in class. And that was not the case. They did not know, and I got away with it for years.
Nice.
And then one more time that actually does stick out now that I'm thinking about it was in middle school also. We were popping like chip bags at lunch, and we were told we were going to get like ISS lunch, in school suspension lunch, where you basically just sit alone for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the art teacher that gave it to us just forgot the next day, so we didn't do that.
That's nice. That's good. I was really afraid of like the permanent record concept. I really bought into that from like TV shows and stuff. So I really did my best to stay out of trouble, and I was pretty successful with it. The most I ever got in trouble in school actually was when we had lockers. They would in middle school, they would stack on top of each other. And so I had a bottom locker in my 6th grade year. And at some point and we weren't allowed to have phones, like period. Like you were saying, like you can't have them like in your pocket, anything. It had to be in your backpack, in your locker the entire day. And so schools, it's in between class change, I think. And I opened my locker to like get stuff out of it as one would do, and the person whose locker was above mine, his phone fell out of his locker and fell through a hole into my locker, and I picked up the phone just like because it wasn't mine. I was so confused. I just pick it up, and a teacher's like walking by and says, "Thank you, come with me," and I started bawling, crying. Even though I wasn't even in trouble, he was like, "I'm taking this up and it's going to the office. You won't be able to get it back." I said, "That's literally not my phone. You can do that." But I'm saying that through tears. I'm saying it like much more like straightforward now. That's what I was trying to get across to him. But what was coming out was, "Oh, no, please, no, it's not even mine." I'm sure is what was coming across. And
that's
so,
crazy.
yeah, I was big time crying. But like I really am struggling to like understand why I was even afraid of getting in trouble, because it wasn't my phone. I just happened to find it in my locker.
For sure. Yeah, no, that wasn't your responsibility at all.
And I made it very clear. I said, "Take it to the principal. It's not mine." And so the person whose locker was above mine was not super thrilled by me doing that.
Yeah, no.
But he can't affect my permanent record. So big deal.
No, yeah, he has no authority in that scenario.
Yeah. So I just moved on with my life at that point. But yeah, that was the most trouble I ever got. And it frankly wasn't even trouble. So yeah, I did my best. In high school, I like started like committing like crimes, not so much like breaking like school rules, but just like outside of school, I would just commit like minor felonies. But like we all did that, you know.
Like what though?
Well, I don't know if the statute of limitations has expired on it, so I don't know if I can discuss it. But we can like meet at Zaxby's and talk about it sometime. I miss our Zaxby's lunches.
I would love to, yeah.
But
I haven't had Zaxby's in so long. But
man,
before we jump off of school,
okay.
I had another story.
Hey, Rat Pack. Editor Matt here, just popping in to let you know you're about to hear a weird cut. That's because we were reminiscing about some high school and middle school stories, and one came up that legal has told us not to include. So it's been cut out for now. Maybe in a year or two you'll get to hear that one, but for now it's being left out. So I'm gonna throw it back to Matt from Until We Agree. He's gonna pick it back up. Take it away, Matt. Thanks, Rat Pack. So, all that to be said, that's why I think the dumbest thing a sports fan can do is to chant overrated, because it only makes yourself look worse for no reason at all. You did something great. Let yourself be great for a moment. I wish I was great right now, but I'm a Tennessee fan. Anyways, time to move on. Are we ready to hit Q&A?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to lead us in?
Yeah, Kim asked, as Kim does, what celebrity does your co-host look like?
And she
Now,
left
this may have spawned. Yeah, this may have spawned off our TikTok. Until We Agree on TikTok, we are killing it on TikTok.
Like, we're like actually doing well. Like, the follower count isn't moving, which is kind of disappointing, but like,
Yeah, that kind
we're
of
getting like crazy good views and like actually like good likes and like engagement. It's very weird. So join us on TikTok at Until We Agree and throw us a follow while you're at it. You might as well. We might even follow you back.
Wow. But yeah, last week we did a filter that kind of, I don't know what the algorithm it used when it kind of scanned our faces and told us who we looked like, because you got Leonardo DiCaprio.
Which is true.
Which like maybe is in the ballpark because like, you know.
No, people always say we look exactly
You'll know
alike.
what I mean when you say what mine is, because yours like is in the same ballpark, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
But mine was Barack Obama.
And what do you mean different ballpark?
Well, I'm a white man.
Okay. And he's a
And-
president, so that there's a difference for sure there, yeah.
No, for sure. And I don't see the resemblance personally. Here's the thing though. What I
Okay.
will say, I'm thrilled by it, and I am even
Flattered.
honored.
Yeah.
Honored and flattered, because it seems like a nice guy, B, as we call him on the show,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't see the resemblance. So I guess we need to leave it up to us to decide who we actually look like, since
Yeah.
the algorithm doesn't seem to be, ticking all the boxes.
Well, I think mine, like you said, mine was pretty much exactly spot on. They always say it's like a Leo DiCaprio mixed with like a little bit of Glenn Powell. It's kind of what I always hear for myself. But obviously the question is, what does your co-host look
That's
like?
great. That's crazy.
So I'm going to tell you what you look like. And this is, I guess you could call this a celebrity. It's a fictional character. But obviously like there's celebrity involved in being a well-known fictional as well. And obviously there's going to be very distinct differences, kind of like you and Barack Obama. But I'm not just saying this. Your guys' faces look the exact same. And
Mine and Barack Obama.
No. I'm saying there's a fictional character, like similar to how you and Barack Obama has very distinct differences. You have very distinct differences to this character, but your faces look the exact same.
Okay.
Are you following?
Let me hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's you and Larry the cucumber from VeggieTales.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. You need to look at his face.
No.
Just if you remove everything else, if you remove the green, if you remove the fact that he's a cucumber, if you remove the fact he doesn't have
What, he's
arms
got
or
eyes,
legs,
a nose, and a mouth?
Yes,
He's a
no,
240p.
he does.
He's
He
a
does.
240p cucumber.
Okay, he does. No, I'm saying remove the fact that he's a cucumber, please.
Remove. No.
I was thinking the word cucumber when I said remove. Combine it for a second. Sorry. Remove the fact that he's a cucumber, like I begged you to do, and you refused to have the imagination to do it. Your face
Well,
is.
I'm the cucumber. You're the little tomato.
No, because I don't look like him. If you told me a fruit that I look like or a vegetable that I look like, I would concede the fact that maybe I do. Your faces are identical.
I thought we were going to have serious answers. I brought a serious answer.
This is a serious answer. That you look exactly like him.
I brought a serious
Look him up.
answer.
No,
and this
look
is
him
what
up.
You brought?
No, look him up.
I'm looking at him.
And
He looks like a cucumber.
You guys have the exact same smile.
What are you talking about? He has two teeth.
There are distinct differences. I am acknowledging that now. That there are distinct differences.
But you said we have the exact same smile, and then when I
You
look at his
do.
smile, he has.
I'm talking
in some
about the
pictures,
shape
he
of
has
your
one.
smile. I'm not talking about his teeth.
In some
I'm not talking
pictures,
about
he
his
has
teeth.
one.
I'm not talking about his teeth.
Hey! Let me just say, in one picture, he has two teeth, and then in the other picture, he has one contiguous tooth that looks like two teeth.
What I'm saying is, the shape of your mouths when you smile are the same, and your eyes look the same too. They light up a room.
Bro, well, first of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
And second of all, I just don't see it. If I'm
Okay,
gonna be honest, I just don't see it.
I will take this to the grave. I'm not just like, this isn't just like something I'm just saying to be funny. I genuinely think you look exactly alike. If you remove the
do you wanna hear
fact
mine's
that he's a
real.
cucumber. Okay, please do.
Okay, well, if you remove the fact,
That he's a rat, Remy the rat from Ratatouille. Yeah, I get it.
no,
I've heard
I
it
was
before.
actually, we've already been over that one. That I was gonna give a real person. We've already been over that. You
What,
somehow
Stuart
look.
Little?
No, repeat after me. You somehow look
like
like
the
the
rat from
Ratatouille
Ratatouille
and the chef at
from
the same time.
Yeah, I know.
So we know that.
Okay.
But you look like a Norwegian Adam Scott.
Thank you for acknowledging that I'm Norwegian. And I do see that actually, now that you're saying it. I don't disagree.
Like Adam Scott has that look of like the dead eyes.
Oh,
that I don't
okay.
think you have.
Okay.
No, I don't think you have that. But he also has a charming smile, which you don't share.
What's interesting
And-
is the most similar feature to a rat from a human would be the dead eyes that rats have. So it's interesting that the one thing that Adam Scott has that I lack is his dead eyes.
Right, but he has a charming smile, which you don't have.
Oh. So, okay, so that's mean.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a cucumber, but I'm mean.
I said you're a human that has the same face as a cucumber if you remove all the textures of his. Oh, I'm so mad right now. You're not giving me credit for what my. Never mind.
Because that wasn't a good answer. I would
Yes,
like
it
to know.
was.
Because you were saying Leo mixed with Glenn Powell,
Okay.
but what I usually hear is young Josh Hutcherson or
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal, for example. Those are the two.
No, you
most
always say
common
you
ones.
look like Jake Gyllenhaal. No one.
No,
says
no,
that.
no. Those are what people say, and for some reason, I don't know why, and it drives me crazy.
Have you seen Captain America, the second one, where that guy who's like the bad guy from Hydra has a building dropped on his face, and then he comes back
no.
in the next movie and he's all melted in his face?
No.
Okay, well you should look it up because you actually look a lot like him too.
Have you seen The Elephant Man?
No.
Okay.
Hey, editor Matt here again. PR said to cut this part out, so here's another cut. Thanks, Rat Pack.
Why can't you just say something nice? I said you look like Larry the Cucumber, which is one of the more handsome
And you look like Larry the Cable Guy.
cartoons. Okay, thank you. That's better.
If Larry the Cable Guy and the Elephant Man had a baby, you look like that.
Okay. So we have another Q&A question. Do you want me to run by that one?
Yeah.
What's the last movie you cried during? And someone named Matt sent this one in. And you can send in Q&A questions on
shoot.
Instagram at Until We Agree. Leave a comment on TikTok. Why not at Until We Agree? Or leave a comment on Spotify, which you can so do now, and we'll read it there as well. So let us know. Just scroll down, vote for my answer on the poll. There may not even be a poll this week. There's not really been a debate that you didn't take my side on, which is kind of counterintuitive to the whole concept of the show, but that's fine. Anyway, leave a question for Q&A section if you want to be like Matt and Kim next week. What's the last movie you cried during?
I actually have no idea. It's been a while since I've watched like a sad movie, I think. I'll have
Okay.
to think about it for a second. So if you
That's
wanna
fine.
go.
I have two that I watched like around the same time, so I can't remember which one was more recent. So it was around the time. Well, it was exactly at the time when Avengers Endgame came out. I was like I wasn't like super into Marvel, so I was like I'd seen a few of them like kind of here and there, and then I saw Infinity War, and then I went to see Endgame. So I wasn't like expecting to have my heartstrings pulled on by this movie. But spoiler alert, the movie's 6 years
Bro
old
cried
now.
to In-Game?
Dude, when Tony Stark died, it was like kind of heavy.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of sad, and like Spider-Man comes up. That's like really what got me to Spider-Man. Like when Pepper was there, I was kind of like, all right, we're dragging this on now. But like Spider-Man crying to Tony really got me. So that's one. And then around the same time, those of you who know me well, and those of you who listen to this podcast, because we've talked about it so much, know how much I love rom-coms. And this is another movie that came out of nowhere that like broke me for no reason at all, because it is a dumb rom-com movie that has no right to sneak up on you with a moment that was going to be like heartfelt and genuine. But the movie, and even you hear the name of the movie, you're going to say, how did this movie make him cry? I don't know. To this day, I don't know either. But like, there's this one line in this movie that just got me. And it's the movie called, I need to be careful because there were two that came out at the exact same time with the exact same premise with similar names. No Strings Attached, with Ashton Kutcher and Padme. What's her name? Padme, who plays Padme in Star Wars. Natalie Portman.
There you go.
And so they started this movie, and then Mila Kunis was in one with Justin Timberlake that came out at the exact same time called Friends with Benefits. But we're talking about No Strings Attached. So how the rom-com formula goes, we all know it. We all love it. They fall in love throughout all their hijinks, and then disaster strikes because they don't. In this movie, like one of them doesn't feel the same, so they have to go their separate ways. And then, so they're like supposed to go to this wedding together, and one of them goes to the wedding. They were both going to go there. Like, I think the idea is like they were both supposed to be there, but then Ashton Kutcher's dad has like a heart attack, and so that kind of changes everything. So he's at the hospital. Natalie Portman's a doctor at that hospital. So she like gets word from like her doctor friends that Ashton Kutcher's dad had a heart attack. He's okay. He makes it through, which is all great. But it kind of makes her realize she was the one who like wouldn't reciprocate the feelings. So she comes back to the hospital, and he's standing outside, and she like drives up, and they kind of like are like, say like 10 feet apart, and they're kind of like yelling at each other, and they kind of start to like confess how they both love each other. And then so Natalie Portman says she loves him, and she like starts to take a step towards Ashton Kutcher. I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. This scene breaks me down for no reason at all. Takes a step towards Ashton Kutcher, and he says, "No, don't." And she like looks like so like beaten down because she just confessed her love for him, and he like hasn't reciprocated it yet. And he goes, "Don't take another step closer, because if you come over here, I'm never letting you go."
Wow.
And
that got you?
It got me so bad. I don't cry. I think that's the only rom-com I ever cried during. And it got me so bad for no reason at all. But even now, I'm still like coming down from the high of even talking about that scene. So if you haven't seen No Strings Attached, it's not just a little baby little rom-com. The real strings are attached to your heart. So those are my two answers.
Nice. I did remember mine while you were giving us the rundown. I need to rewatch that because I know I've seen both of those that are the exact same, but it's been a while.
One is better than the other, so just don't even worry about the Mila Kunis one. I know you love Forgetting Sarah Marshall though, so maybe you'll like it, but that's just me.
I got one for you though.
Okay.
The Iron Claw.
That was recent, wasn't it?
Yes. You said the last movie that I watched that.
Yeah, it was just surprising that you didn't realize that you cried during a movie so recently. That came out in the last 12 months, I think, right?
Yeah, but it was like I forgot about it because I've tried to forget about it because it was so sad.
It's not Parasite.
It's like the saddest. It's the saddest movie. No, and Parasite. I don't think that one is like that, but it just makes you feel weird.
Sure.
But yeah, the Iron Claw is incredibly sad. Have you seen it?
It's kind of like, never mind. I haven't seen it.
It's like a wrestling family and just tragedy at every turn. It's insane, and they had to leave some tragedy out of the movie because there was just already too much.
Yeah,
Zac Efron,
baby.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
Zac Efron's great in the movie. The Bear is in the movie, and he's great.
Yeah.
There's more.
Sure, I'm sure there were more actors
and they're great
involved. Maybe like directors, producers, and crew supporting the film.
And crew, yes. And yeah, no, I don't want to. It is too new. I feel like to give that one. I just go watch it if you're ready. The first movie though that I remember like been really sad about is Marley and Me.
Dude, something about dogs dying, I just can't do.
I know.
I never seen Marley and Me just because I know it wouldn't be good for me.
Do not watch it.
Yeah,
do not watch
there's
it.
There's no way.
Owen Wilson's in it, but it's not what you think.
Yeah,
it's not Wedding Crashers, bro. It's not.
It's not. He's not getting an internship at Google.
There's no goofy interview scenes. There's not a single wedding to be crashed. This dog is sick. It's terrible.
Oh no, yeah, I can't do that one. But yeah, there was a couple like dog dying movies throughout my childhood that just like completely took me out of it. Turner and Hooch was one that we watched on the way down to Disney World for the first time when I was in first grade, and my parents forgot that the dog died, and me and my sister are watching it on VHS in the back of our minivan, and we become absolutely just unhinged. It was devastating.
That sucks.
And then the movie that scarred me more than anything, it's not even that scary of a movie. If I went back and watched it now, I wouldn't like be scared by it. And I get scared easily in scary movies. This one's not like this one's not scary.
Very.
I Am Legend. Do you remember I Am Legend with Will Smith?
Yes.
It's not actually that scary, but I was far too young to see it, and it kind of scarred me, I think, for life for those kind of movies. And that one, I was already in such like a rocky place. I was crying that whole movie just because
that dog,
the dog is like what got me like the worst, but just like the zombie things were freaking me out, and so I was just like in a very bad place. I didn't stop crying that entire movie because it was so scary. But I was with my friend and his mom, so I couldn't just like leave. It wasn't like my mom took me, so I had to sit through it. Yeah, it was bad.
And then there's a YouTube video that always gets me.
Is it?
And it's very specifically
okay.
What?
No, I have one too. But go ahead.
It's okay. Carole King is getting honored at the Kennedy Center Awards.
Okay.
And Aretha Franklin comes out and sings Natural Woman.
Uh-huh.
And it's like it's the most incredible performance. She's later in her life. I guess it's probably one of her last performances, probably.
Dude.
And it's so sad, like in a good way though, because it's just like you're so happy for her because she's getting like a standing ovation. It's incredible. But it's like it gets me every time.
Yeah, mine's Molly by Little Dicky, the music video.
That's so lame.
Dude, every time, if you haven't seen it, this is a spoiler to Molly. Go watch the Molly music video by Little Dicky right now.
Because it looks like he's getting married.
It looks
right?
like he's getting married, and then he's not, and then he's just so sad. And then Logan Paul shows up, and I kind of snap out of it after that. But he's so sad because he's not marrying this girl. Oh, it gets me so
That's so
mad.
funny. And that's when Brendan Urie kicks in.
Yeah.
It's the hardest one to swallow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That part.
yeah. Two very similar videos on YouTube.
Yeah, no. I'd encourage you to go watch the Aretha Franklin video. It is.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
It's
now.
good.
For sure.
But then, before we get to my quiz for you
Okay.
for the week, I've got an announcement.
No way.
2, actually.
What? Whoa. I don't know. Do I know these?
No, you're gonna be mad at me for one and excited for the other.
Okay. Cool.
Friday, I was supposed to see Lawrence the Band.
No.
I sold our tickets.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Was that show
Just
sold
'cause-
out?
No.
How were you able to sell them? That's why did you not want to
we
go?
we lost
bro?
like $15.
Bro.
My girlfriend was not feeling well.
Okay, I guess that is actually such a valid reason that it's fine.
But
I
then she was
guess.
feeling well enough that we went climbing.
Oh, so she's a rat, and that's dumb.
But she definitely wasn't feeling well.
And she went to a concert last night too. I saw.
She went and saw
Dude,
Kehlani last night.
That's so
I-
dumb.
I will say I was okay with selling it because I was like, I like them a lot, but I didn't like the last album enough to like get downtown and I'm in Austin. ACL is going on right now, big music festival.
Sure.
I didn't want to get downtown during all that.
That does seem like a logistics issue from a Lawrence perspective.
So that's on me. But the second one, we booked our tickets to go to Europe over Thanksgiving.
Me and you? No way.
No, you're not going. You're invited. You're
Am I
currently
really?
not going. Yeah, if you want to go.
Ah, dude, it's just I'm so busy over Thanksgiving. I would
Yeah.
be there.
So I'll be gone for a week. We'll have to pre-record an episode, and then
What if we record it when you're in Europe? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I could figure that out logistically. It was just like the audio quality won't be there, but I can figure that out. I'm
Or
sure.
they just get 45 minutes of just Matt, and then we'll get a little clip from you thrown in the middle.
They would hate that. But yeah, I'll let
Well-
people know. We'll be in Switzerland. We'll be in Paris. We'll be in London. So
That's
for all
brave
the
of
rats
you.
out there,
Yeah,
for all the rats out there,
have
come find me.
the fans chase you
And,
down.
Yeah, we're gonna see what I'm gonna do some investigating in London. See what that place is all about.
You get to the bottom of that city, man.
Get to the bottom of London.
That's crazy.
We'll get some hard hitting questions, and
Uh-huh.
I'll try to get some clips from Londoners.
If you could get a British person on the show, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I have no problem walking up to somebody on the street and saying, "Hey, I've got a podcast. Can I ask you a few questions?" And then just
Yeah.
we'll get some listener questions, and we'll work together, and we'll get some hard hitting questions for those.
Yeah.
And you can't see the air quotes people.
Dude, that sucks because I was about to say the exact same joke that I you can't see me, but I said people in quotes. But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah, for
Now
sure.
let's get to this this quiz for you. So
Okay.
last week you got me with the top 5 names for serial killers, and I nailed it.
Okay.
And this is off of Ranker.com, by the way.
I hardly know her.
Yeah, no, you don't. Who are the most famous Matthews in the world? So it's subjective, if we're gonna be honest. But
Yeah.
I'm using this ranking system, and you got 1 through 5.
Okay. The most
We
obvious
could
Matthew.
do 1 through 10 if you want, but
I think 5 is enough. Well,
I don't know some of these people. After
I think we
5,
just had
so.
this. Yeah, I think we just get as many as we can. It sounds like in the
Yep.
in the strike system that we have. Obviously, the most famous Matthew is Matthew Lillard, who plays Shaggy in Scooby Doo.
He's number 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Dude, I was actually just joking.
you're cooking. You're
Okay.
cooking.
That one might be a pretty deep pool, honestly. Matthew McConaughey has to be up there.
That's number 1.
Is it just
You are
Matthews,
cooking right now.
or what about like a Matt Damon?
Matthew
action?
and Matt.
Matt Damon. Then
So I'm gonna be honest. Matt Damon isn't on this list, and I think that's that's a miss on their part. I think you're right. I'm gonna give you that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you Matt Damon at number 2.
yeah, he's
Probably. Or like tied with McConaughey, honestly. I don't know
Yeah.
what this list was thinking.
that's
leaving off
crazy.
Matt Damon.
Ever heard of Jason Bourne? Can I put you into Jason Bourne and Good Will Hunting for 1 second?
Well, let's see though. If Matt Damon's real name is not Matt, we do have an issue.
Okay, maybe. My thought is that Ranker.com, I hardly know her, is just some guy who just was thinking on the top of his head.
His name is Matthew. So
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
dumb
no,
one.
That they've really messed this up. But okay, so we've got 3 in the top 5, which is actually the top 6.
Okay. Here's where it gets tough because I don't
Okay.
think I can name another Matthew.
You can.
Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville Longbottom.
That's number 10.
Okay, I'm going to count that then.
Okay,
Oh, here, okay, we need to get the top 5. If we get a 6 through 10, it's just not a strike.
right.
So, Matthew, man. Okay, I think I'm only thinking actors right now. What about like a singer?
I would think of actors for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna think of actors instead. Matthew.
I'll
Matt.
be there for you.
Oh. I know his name. Matthew. No. LeBlanc. Matt LeBlanc.
Okay, 4.
I had one that was coming to my brain right before you said that. I think I pulled that one again. Matt. Oh.
I will tell you the last 2 are Thews.
Okay, Matthew Broderick.
That's number 6.
Oh man, Matthew.
I'll be there for.
Is there another one?
Yeah.
Isn't really Matthew? Is
Yeah.
it Matthew Perry?
Yeah, number
Is
2.
that his name?
Somehow he's number. Yeah, he's number 2 somehow after McConaughey. Really, I mean, Matt Damon is either fallen off or this list is on
Redacted.
crack.
I would say he just hasn't fallen off though to any degree of such. But
Yeah.
Matthew.
One more.
What
the
about
Friends cast is done though, so
Okay.
we are done with the Friends cast.
what about former Butler basketball player Matthew Howard?
No.
What about current TikTok influencer who I have major beef with, Matt Howard,
No,
who's not me, the other one?
no, not that one. You're gonna beat yourself up because you know this one.
Can I get just the slightest hint?
Yeah, let me think of one though.
Yeah, take your time. Dead air is good for engagement, so
We'll
good.
cut this out.
Sure.
He's a bit quirky, but girls love him.
Oh, is it the guy from Criminal Minds?
Yep. What's his name?
See, I thought about him, but I couldn't remember his name, so I gave up on him. Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. I
It's
can't
a
remember his
color, kind of.
beige. What?
It's Matthew Gray.
Matthew Gray Goobler.
There you
Dude,
go.
That was the one I couldn't like. That was the one I was kicking myself, but like not really, because I just like kind of moved on from when I couldn't remember his name. But
Dude,
yeah,
no worries. You did well on that list, and you even added one to the list that we should write to.
Yeah,
we should
let's
write
get-
to Raider.com or Ranker.com.
yeah, and say first of all, I hardly know her. Second of all, I've heard of Matt Damon. Think about him
Yeah,
for just 1 second.
Where's the man, Matt Damon?
Come on, son. I don't think there's any better way to end the show than with that joke you just made. Do you want to make it one more time?
Yeah. What did I say? Where's the man, Matt Damon? That's a kind of a depressing end.
Thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.